Hello, my friends. Thanks for joining me. I have a design team project for the Not Too Shabby Shop in this video. These are the two new stamp sets in the shop. This one is called Winter Sentiments, and I'm going to be using Winter Friends. I haven't used this bunny yet, so I'm going to use this cute little bunny on my card. This is a specialty paper from Stonehenge, and I only have one piece left, so I'm going to have to order more of this stuff. I just love it. I use this paper for my colored pencils. So let's go ahead and ink up these darling images with some extreme black ink from MFT. I do stamp it several times just to get a dark impression. But I also stamped the little cup and the heart that came in this set. And I stamped it more than I show here because these are new stamps and it takes a bit to condition them. But I'm going to color these in with my Prismacolor pencils. I haven't used my Prismacolors for quite a while, so I thought I would pull them out. My color scheme for this card includes some lavenders and mauves and teals. I'm starting off by coloring in the scarf. I'll use the lightest color pencil first and then just deepen the shadows with some mauves. And I really like how this bunny is drawn up because you can draw gloves on the bunny like I'm going to do, or that could be the bunny's hands and you could draw in or color in a sweatshirt. So it's really cute. You get to decide how to color it in. And now for the hat, I'm going to use these same colors on my card with the cardstock I'm going to be cutting out. This Stonehenge paper is great because you can put multiple layers on it and it just keeps taking the color. It has a very fine texture to it, but I really enjoy coloring on this paper. The bunny is going to be white, so I'm just going to color her in with some grays for the shadows. And I come in with even a darker gray here in just a minute for the bunny. In my last video, I colored up the little fox. And for that, I used some real brush pens. So I thought I'd try my colored pencils on this one. I put a little bit of pink color on the bunny's eyes and nose and tail. Now to color in the little mug and the heart. So I'm going to pop this back in my Misty. Sometimes the Prismacolor pencils can dull the lines of your images. So I try to remember to keep the images on the door. And then I'm just going to stamp it up a couple of times. This step isn't necessary, of course, but I do like to sharpen up the lines. I think it makes a really big difference. After I'm done stamping this, I'm going to fussy cut these images out. And I do this off camera for the sake of time. I'm a pretty slow fussy cutter. But if you had a scan and cut, you could also use that, of course, to cut out your little images. And now to start putting together the base of my card. I have some fun new dies from Trinity Stamps. I love their dies, but this one is super cute because it's in the shape of a little mug. So I'm going to cut it out with some teal cardstock. This is a card holder that you can put on the inside of your mug. And I'll cut that out with a lighter teal. And then I cut out the coffee part with some brown cardstock. So I'm going to be using this a lot this winter because it's going to be a perfect way to send out gifts this holiday season. I'll gently pull up the washi tape. And then I can show you what this looks like. And it scores it in the middle. So all you have to do is bend it in half. And then I'm going to pull out my bone folder and just sharpen the crease. But I love the size of this. And also it does fit in an A2 sized envelope. So let's put the little ring of coffee at the top. This step just instantly transforms it and makes it look 3D. It's just so much fun. And now to start decorating the outside of this coffee mug, I'm going to use another Trinity Stamp die. This one has the cutest heel die with faux stitching on it. These dies were meant for slimline cards, but they work perfectly fine for whatever size card you're making. I'm going to cut it out with some white cardstock. Just tape this in place. And here it is all cut out. I'm going to use the mug die one more time just to cut around the bottom of this. Just want the bottom to match the mug perfectly. I'll just put a little bit of washi tape down. And then I'll run this through my Sizzix Big Shot machine. But I'm creating a fun little winter scene on the outside of this mug. I really like how the paper goes up the side of the handle. It just looks cute. I'm going to cut out one more heel, and on this heel I'm going to be stamping out the sentiment. And the sentiment's going to say warm winter wishes. I thought that just went perfectly with this mug card. So let me trim off this cardstock and run it through my die cut machine. And then I'm just going to glue this down flat. I haven't adhered my first snow hill yet because I want to be able to pick this up and trim off the edge. And of course I could have used the mug die again to do this, but I thought, oh, this will just be fast to use my scissors to cut off this little edge. I'm going to do one more thing before I glue this down onto my mug. I'm going to pop it into my mini Misty and stamp out the sentiment. So the ink I'm using is from Hero Arts, and it is a pigment ink. It's called Amethyst. And the purple just matches really well with the scarf on my bunny. So now I can glue it down onto my mug. I'm going to pop up the bunny with some foam squares. And I like to put a nice even coverage on the back of the image. And then she could either be holding the mug, or in my case, I'm going to put it just next to her in the snow. And the heart I'm going to glue down flat as well. Now, this is where I decide to peel up my card. I want to add a little more color to the snow. So I'm going to peel off the second snow mound and add a little more of this amethyst ink, this pigment ink. I do end up cutting out another heel and restamping it because the heel I peeled up was too wrinkled to put back on it. But it adds a lot, just a little touch of purple shadows on the snow. I'm using a white gel pen to add some snow at the top of my little winter scene. And then I decide to add a little more pigment ink at the bottom. And now to attach the gift card holder inside the card. And you could put it on the left side of the card and then write your message where you normally do on the right. But I decided just to put it on the right side of the card. I didn't want it to be too heavy in the front so that it tips over. And I'm just showing you how perfectly it fits into an A2 sized envelope. It's just so much fun. I love this little die. And here's a close-up look at the finished card with a gift card inside. I have a 10% off coupon code for you for the Not Too Shabby shop at the top of the screen. You can find these darling stamp sets there, as well as a lot of the Trinity Stamps products. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye.